The hymn, What a Friend We Have in Jesus, is one of the most translated hymns in the church, and that is because of how rich its message is and how it has blessed many lives across the world. Today, let's take a look at the true story behind the hymn. Joseph Scriven was born in 1819 in County Down, Ireland. He was a well-educated man who studied at Trinity College in Dublin and also trained to become a teacher. In his early 20s, he fell in love and was engaged to be married. But a day before his wedding, tragedy struck. His fiancée was riding near a river when she fell from her horse, drowned, and was pronounced dead. This experience left him with a deep scar. Within a year, in 1945, Scriven left Ireland and moved on to Port Hope, Ontario, Canada. He went there with the hope of starting a new life and finding a new environment in order to relieve himself of the memories that surrounds him and that constantly reminds him of the deaths of his beloved. In this new place, Scriven embraced a life of voluntary service to those who couldn't afford help. He volunteered to cut wood for widows, yet he was not naive. If someone could afford to pay, try to take advantage of his generosity, he simply dismissed them. His charity was directed towards the helpless, those who truly couldn't afford it. This pattern of living earned him the affection of people in the community. In many instances, he was regarded as the Good Samaritan of Port Hope. In 1855, Scriven learned that his mother back in Ireland was seriously ill, and due to the distance, he couldn't travel to be physically present with her. So he wrote her a poem to comfort her. It was not written for publication, it was not written for congregational singing. It was a private letter of comfort from a son who understood sorrow to a mother who was experiencing it. The lines of that poem have now become one of the most beloved hymns in the church. What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and grief to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. And then came the line that reveals the core of the hymn. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. You can tell through the lines of this hymn that Scriven had learned painfully that uncarried sorrow crushes the soul. Years later, when a friend discovered the poem and asked Scriven who had written it, Scriven replied, "The Lord and I did it between us." In 1868, Charles Crozat Converse set the poem to music. Only then did it become a hymn in the formal sense. Soon after this experience, Scriven became engaged again, this time to Eliza Roche, and once again before the wedding date, she contracted pneumonia and unfortunately died. Those who knew him observed that after the second loss, something in him changed. He became more emotionally fragile and more withdrawn. In 1886, at the age of 66, Scriven was found drowned in the Ganaraska River near Port Hope. The official ruling was accidental drowning, whether accident or exhaustion of spirits. What is certain is this: his final years were marked by physical and emotional strain, but he left behind a hymn that has outlived generations and blessed countless lives. What a friend we have in Jesus has been sung in revival tents, hospital rooms, prison cells, funeral services, and quiet bedrooms. It was not written by a man who was untouched by suffering. It was written by a man acquainted with it. And his counsel to every believer is this: regardless of the experience that surrounds us, great or small, we should learn to carry everything to the Lord in prayer, because we have a friend in the Lord indeed. If you like to learn the story behind the hymn, It Is Well With My Soul, click this video and don't forget to like and subscribe.